Hi, welcome to Retro Eric. Today we're going to talk about my digital computer. It was a 486, but it's now a Pentium Overdrive. Already at boot you can see that's a Pentium Overdrive installed. This computer has a Promise IDE controller. It works fine with this IDE to PC card adapter. I prefer to use this one. It has a bracket so I can access the card from the outside. This is the PC card I bought. I found it on eBay. It says it's 4 GB and that's, well, almost correct. It was 3.9. Actually FDisk told me it was 8 GB, but I could only format about 3.9. It works fine. It is an industry card. That means it has a bit set telling the computer that it's a fixed drive, opposite of removable drive. This is necessary for old version or old operating systems like MS-DOS 6.2 to work. I could have used other operating systems that would detect or still use the removable device, but I prefer on these computers, the old computers, to have MS-DOS. The computer is booted up. As you can see, it has a Creative Sound Blaster 16 PNP installed. I'll tell you more about that later. For now, we are going to start Norton SysInfo to show some information. As you can see, it tells us it's Intel 486 80 MHz. This is wrong. It's Norton SysInfo couldn't tell or identify the Pentium at this version number. My Pentium Overdrive is 80 MHz Pentium Overdrive. It uses the 33 MHz bus that the 486 has, and it multiplies that by 2.5. There was another version of the Pentium Overdrive that had a lower multiplier. So I'm glad I got this with the best speed. Talking about speed, Norton SysInfo tells us it's 125.9 times faster than the original IBM PC. Next, I'm going to show you the config sys. I mentioned that we had a Sound Blaster 16 PNP installed. Well, PNP, it doesn't detect the IRQ and DMA and memory settings without this line in the config sys. And these lines will basically, this is the most important, to get it to work. The set blaster, of course, and this exe file, which makes it works with the correct settings. So what could you do with a Pentium Overdrive and a Sound Blaster card? You guessed correctly. You can play Quake. In these days, a 486 was the common computer to play games on, and these were usually 486, 33 MHz, and Quake was unplayable. Then you had the DX2, 66 MHz. Well, it was still very hard to play. You had to turn down the screen size to a minimum to play Quake. And then we had 486 DX4, 100 MHz. It made the Quake playable, but hardly. And then, of course, you had this, the best of the Pentium Overdrives. And still with this overdrive processor, you don't get 60 frames per second as we are used to today. Not even 30, but more close to about 20 frames per second. But we love the game, so we played it with 20 frames per second. Well, thanks for watching. I'm just showing off my computers and my tips and tricks in these videos. If you like them, please subscribe to Retro Eric. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.